Hey everyone, so once again I'm in sunny Lansing, meeting up with my cousins to go to London Comic Con. Be my first Comic Con in about 4 years, I think. London Comic Con, sorry. Of course, went to one in Telford in November. So let's walk into the station now to meet with my cousins and get on a train to London. It's probably very busy today because England are playing in Wales. Let's cross the road by it. Bit of roadworks going on. Yeah, so England are playing Wales in the rugby today in England, so might be a bit mental. Comic Con, big rugby match. But let's see what we discover today. I like the London Comic Con because you tend to have more and different stalls than you do Telford and Cardiff Comic Con, which hasn't been on for years, by the way. Okay, I'll catch you in a bit. Here are the suspects, especially this little guy.
What do you mean I'm not a suspect?
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
a suspect of you.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Do you know, today marks my first time on a train in 2 years because of lockdown and all that stuff and COVID. Like when I usually go to Cardiff with my mates, we just drive down there. So yeah, strange, very strange world we now live in.
Probably it's the same date, so it's going to be double the price.
Did you get it?
I don't have any. I'm not very good at ideas. Creative.
Okay, just got here at the Olympia for London Comic Con. So it opened at 9 o'clock for us, so standard entry and no queues because we're here now about 12 o'clock. So how awesome is that? Unless of course it's packed inside and everyone's already bought everything that we want, so. Hey guys, so as you can see then, that was footage from yet another London Comic Con. The first one I've been to in quite some years now. Obviously COVID delayed a lot of things. And yeah, it was nice to spend a weekend with my cousins once more. Thank you for an awesome weekend. Haven't been down south for a few years, so it's nice to see everyone again. And yeah, so London Comic Con, it wasn't as impressive as it has been in the past. There was only one room with stalls in. The last one I went to had 2 rooms. It was quite big. I wonder if that's because it was the spring event and not the summer event. Yeah, so a bit deflating compared to maybe Telford, for example. Should we say Wales Comic Con? That was really good. Um, I think some of the big names you had there was Jodie Whittaker, Richard Grant, Mandip Gill, is that her name? The Doctor Who's sidekick. So yeah, there's plenty for people to do if you're like a big Star Wars fan or Doctor Who fan. The stalls, same old stalls you really see, but there were some new, cool new things, like new artists there I haven't seen before, things like that. Anyway, I'm going to ramble if I don't show you my pickups. So what I've decided to do is combine my February pickups with the pickups from the Comic Con. So I think we'll start with what I did buy at the con, and this was one of the posters I bought from a artist called Lee Bradley. Now you must excuse me, I'm feeling a bit ill. I've done a flow test, it's not COVID, but coming back from the con I did make sure with thousands of people that was okay. I think it's tired and run down. Okay, so basically this is all 80s cartoons. Obviously some of these cartoons go into the 90s which caught my eye, so you got the likes of Super Ted, Superman, Spider-Man, is that Mask, and is that guy from He-Man or something else? Obviously Thundercats, Turtles, He-Man at the front there, bit of Dungeons and Dragons, Garfield. I'll let you guys have a close look at that so you can see what it is. There you go, just zoom in through. Optimus Prime as well at the top. I can't see now. Can't see what I'm showing you. Anyway, can someone help me out and tell me this red robot by here, what's he from? And this guy by here, is that from Mask or something as well? So if you know those two guys, please let me know in the comments below. And also, I could ask the artist Lee Bradley myself, really. Where was it? Yeah, behind Teddy Ruxpin right here is a little yellow looking thing, not Dogtanian. I'm not really sure what that is either. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool to have. Of course, I'd love Bucky O'Hare on it, but that was a 90s cartoon. So maybe I'll ask the guy if he can do like a 90s kind of mashup as well. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? So that might go on the wall to replace some stuff over there because some posters are now faded and I think someone is tired of. So I thought maybe some original artwork other than just general posters would be good. I have got some artwork up there already, and maybe I'll start framing things so they look better than just blue tacked onto a wall kind of thing. Okay, so I did have another pickup at the con, but it hasn't arrived yet. I've bought a sword. Yes, I said my sword buying days were completely over, that I would never buy another sword again. But I did. And it is a sword from a childhood cartoon I used to watch. Could it have been featured on that poster? You'll have to wait and see. Let me know. Guesses below, please. So, because what I'm going to do when it arrives, it should be posted out tomorrow. Because the company sells swords, they used to like pack them up in boxes and you can take them away. But because now of like security things like that, they will send you the sword in the post because you can't take these swords out of the packaging outside. You can only have them in the house. So if an intruder comes in, you can easily grab a sword and slice them, that's fine. But outside of the house, no. Okay, so this sword is a Craticonic. I won't tell you too much about it because I will reveal it when it arrives. But when I held it in my hand, I was umming and ahhing, and I was like, and I put it down and said, okay, thank you, and I walked away, and I kept thinking about it. And then my cousin said to me, what's that phrase you always say, you only live once? I was like, don't use my own phrases against me. But I went back and I bought it. I thought, yeah, why not? You only do live once. So that is coming soon. Anyway, okay, so they were the only pickups at the con. There were a lot of cool stuff there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I say the same old stalls sometimes, but you do have a lot of awesome stuff there. And it's worth walking around Comic-Con at least twice and having a look again at the stalls because there's always something you miss. Always. I mean, there's so much to take in. There's so many people there as well, so you can't fully see the stalls because they're in your way, things like that. And yeah, those were my pickups that day. But also that day, we went to Forbidden Planet near Leicester Square. And I picked up another one for the Batman 66 collection. This is Batman Unmasked. I think I've got 3 different versions of Batman now. Yeah, they're doing an unmasked version of Robin as well, so I'll find that out. I'll find that. Yeah, they're bringing out new ones again now, so I'll have a look soon, maybe tonight, and see what I can pre-order. And you might see them in March's pickups video. Also bought this, a Batman 66, what was it? Facts and stats from the classic TV show. So there you go. And it was on sale for $2.99, so how could you say no to that when it was $12.99? Bargain. Bargain. And you go, they got the iconic titles at the front there. I was talking to my best friend earlier about this, about cheesy TV shows, and I said if you want cheesy, you don't get more cheesier than Batman 66, which is why we love it so much. Okay, so that is the pickups from the Comic-Con and going to London that day. We did walk around trying to find a place to eat Saturday evening after the con. Everything was booked, or yeah. Oh, sorry, no room, you have to book. And Leicester Square is the busiest I've ever seen it. I know London's a hell of a busy place, but I've never seen it as busy as it was that weekend. Because last time we went 3-4 years ago. We went to Leicester Square in the evening, managed to get a table in TGI Friday straight away, and there was like 6 of us, big family kind of thing. Maybe 7, I can't remember. Anyway, so while I was staying with my cousins, they're having a bit of a clear out, and they did say to me, do I want some comic books and graphic novels? They're not sure where they came from, but one way or the other, they end up in the house. Would I want them? So I thought, yeah, I'll take them all. Why not? You know? And part of this collection then is Batman Nightfall Part 1. And I believe this is the story where Bane breaks Batman's back. So I thought that's quite an iconic story. So I thought that'd be cool to have. It says on the back that the collection includes Batman issues 491 to 497 and Detective Comics 659 to 663. So there we go. I thought that's pretty nifty. And then I've also got part 2. Yeah, not just part 1. It continues on with Detective Comics 664 to 666. Oh dear. Showcase Comics, and Batman Shadow of the Bat, and Batman 498 to 500. That'll be interesting because I'm pretty sure I've never read a lot of the later comics there, so yeah, very cool. So another one is a book. I've never heard of this one. Batman Digital Justice. Welcome to the future land. Take a ride into a complex new world. A world where a binary heartbeat dominated by a tyrant code. A computer virus from long ago has become the first digital dictator calling himself the Joker. Okay, so it's kind of Batman, just in a computer kind of format then. Very odd. I'm trying to find a good page for you to see. There you go. There you go. Computer digitized Batman. Another book as well, Batman 3D. Now I haven't got the 3D glasses for this, but I thought I'd take it along with me anyway. And there you go. So if anyone's got a spare pair of 3D glasses want to send to me, that would be quite cool. Thank you. Right, now we also went when we were in London to the Cartoon Comic Museum. Cartoon Comic Museum? The Cartoon Museum, featuring like old comic strips of cartoons, jokes, you know, dating back from like early 1900s, before that to the present day. And they were doing a special feature on Judge Dredd, and just so happens that some Judge Dredd titles were in the comics my cousins had. So we got Judge Dredd, Raptor. I've never read a Judge Dredd comic before. I've heard plenty of it over the years, but never actually sat down to read it or looked online. Judge Dredd 6. This one's like a lot of black and white, your classic comic there. Now this is interesting. Some of these are a bit dusty. Right, Young Deaf Boyhood of a Super Fiend. Interesting, look at that. Look how freaky that looks. Judge Death, indestructible super fiend from another dimension where life is the ultimate crime and death the only sentence. That does sound a bit dark and oh gosh. I'll show that page. Yeah, so well. Then this one has caught my eye. It's Terminator 2 Judgment Day in Nuclear Twilight. So I think this is set in the future when like Skynet is taken over. So that would be pretty cool to read. Kingdom Come, I'm not sure what this is. Apart from it's got Shazam on the front and Superman. It's Batman as well up there. Just 3 different like versions of them. So yeah, that's the front there. And then you got on the back there as well. Yeah. There's a lot of all different superheroes in that. Of course, I feature like a lot of rare and unknown superheroes on my second Instagram page called Vintage World of Heroes. So if you're ever interested to find like old comic heroes, things like that from the 1940s, randomly everywhere. Like I try and do some research for like one specific countries, like countries abroad, Germany, France, Philippines, India, all that kind of stuff. It's quite a cool collection on there. Anyway, and the last one in the free comic books granted to me is The Simpsons, and I like this one, Spine Tingling Spooktacular. That's quite cool. So it's like old Treehouse of Horrors kind of thing. Yeah, Bart Simpson's Treehouse of Horror. Oh gosh, that's disturbing, isn't it, Marge? On the back. I haven't seen The Simpsons for a long time. I did used to have, I'm going to go an evil Christmas tree, naturally. I did used to have a Simpsons comic book from years ago. I think it was like a Bartman one or something, or a collection of different Simpsons stories, but that was part of it. Yeah, so that's cool to have. The collection is growing. I don't know where I'm going to put them for space. Anyhow, let's go on now to my February pickups then. That was just the entire weekend. So last month I showed you a Bucky O'Hare sign I bought off eBay. There you go. And the plan to use this in the future is when I set up my Bucky O'Hare corner. I'm going to display that there, maybe like on the wall or something, and have all the figures and other comics and stuff underneath it. And I thought that would be pretty interesting. So, because I've got a Power Rangers collection on the go as well, from the same seller, I purchased this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers sign. These are pretty good quality as well. There you go, you can see how thick it is in the different layers. Thought you did that pretty well. Try to get the lightning in down there as well. So I'll probably use that as my sign for that display. I might need one for the Batman 66 now. I'll check if he's done that one. Okay, so that's the start of my rambling. See, not feeling too well. Let's go for it. Okay, so last month I showed you that I finished my French comic collection of Super J, I think he's called. So I went on eBay just to have a look at what other random kind of comics there were from different countries. And I found this one, Spanish comic called Zor y los Invincibles. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. Apparently as well, this is issue number 124, but apparently the author who did these, the writer, the creator, I think it's like 1,000+ comics, so I'll definitely won't be collecting all of those. But I thought, oh, that's cool. You know, I think it's about 2 superpowered teens. I think the grandfather's a professor. They find an alien robot who grants them superpowers, and then of course they go fighting crime and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm trying to get like, what my aim to do is really kind of get a different comic book from every country and like every kind of language out there. That'd be pretty cool. If you know, maybe not all countries have comic books, but I thought, oh, that's quite cool. Sticking with the comics then. So last year I was starting to collect the Power Rangers comics. I finally found this one. Someone was selling this for like £15, and I was like, I'm not spending £15. And then it came up again by somebody else for like a £5. So I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. So it obviously this gives you facts about Power Rangers. This is issue number 8. I think I've got issues 1 to 8 now, and maybe a little bit more. So I keep looking for these. And it gives you like an episode guide inside, sometimes through posters. Some of the comics I've got, I've still got the free gift with them, like the tattoos and stuff like that I used to get. I've got a Power Rangers comic in the cupboard. It's still got a chocolate kind of coin in there. Definitely not eating that. It's from the 90s. I'll have to open it one day and just watch it crumble, or it might be rock hard, who knows. So speaking of comics then, I've also got another comic here, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, a poster mag. So if you remember, over a year ago now, I used to have on that back wall the 4 posters of the Turtles: Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael. The Colossal Vids got me as part of a Secret Santa, also secret. So let me open this. Like, I'll show you the poster. So the poster mags feature a poster on one side, so you've got shredded by here with all the 4 turtles in the corner. That's pretty awesome. Maybe that's going to go up there actually. But on the back, it's got like a comic, Turtles comic. So that's what it is. These comics fold out into. Here is the other one. They have Splinter and the 4 turtles on them. I like how they did the highlights as part of the art here. Really cool. And once again, you have then the comic on the back. So as part of the Turtles collection, there was a few comics, something like 14 to like 18 odd, something around there, which were poster comics. And then you had special comics beside that. So like issues 1 to 4 of poster comics, but then 4 of those poster type comics featured as part of the main series as well. Yeah, go asking to Ghost to explain it better than I can, because he's been collecting them as well. So still looking for Turtles comics, but as you get to the higher issue numbers, like 73 odd plus, they're so hard to get. Anyway, I'm keeping my eye out. I've got so many collections. Forget what's so hard to collect. It's so hard to keep an eye on everything. I've got like spreadsheets and stuff where I've listed all these down, but yeah, crazy. Okay, so more books yet again then. So this is a manga called Prince Norman, and this one's actually in French. So you can get this in Japanese, but Let's have a look. Here you go. Japanese is very hard to translate and understand, whereas French, I know a little bit of French. So this is the second volume. I'm not really sure what the storyline is. It's by someone called Osamu Tezuka, and they just look awesome. So I've got volume 1, got volume 2, bit of a funny story behind volume 2, right? So someone was selling it on eBay, I think for like $25 or euros, and I put an offer in at 20, and they put an offer back then saying 23, 26 originally it was. I thought that's still quite high for that, because the postage was like up to 20 odd on top of it. So I decided to leave it, and then because they couldn't sell it, they dropped it right down to 17 euros, and that's when I snapped it up. So good bargain, eh? Very happy for that. And some of the art inside and stuff is just awesome. So yeah, that's that. Right, now on to the Power Rangers collection. Once again, I've been lucky this month to have some more arrive, and a very lucky one which we'll get to in a minute. Okay, and the first one up then is a double set, and it features the Yellow Ranger, but Aisha, not Trini, and Scorpina, who's to appear alongside Goldar. So that is so cool to have. When these are on display, look at them. They're going to be great. So I've been after that one for a while. I always thought as well at the start that it was Trini Yellow Ranger, and they were just double producing it. And I thought, well, that's a cheeky way to get money. Of course, when you look closer, it's not at all. And then as soon as I saw that, I snapped it up. I was like, yeah, let's do this. And my last pickup, very lucky to get this one, to complete the original set. Jason, original Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now this one is hard to find these days, and on eBay it goes up to like £100 odd, it can do. Same as Kimberly when I picked her up not so long ago. This one was on there for £55, postage included, so I thought that's the cheapest I've seen it for a long time, so I'm just going to get it. Great condition, still sealed. Yeah, and now I've got all the original Rangers. However, I've still got this and the pink Kimberly one pre-ordered with another website when new stock arrives later this year, and I'm going to keep them nice and mint, and I think that's going to be a good investment for the future, shall we say. Okay, so no video game pickups this month. I know Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West is out, and that looks awesome. I've heard Elden Ring is amazing, so I'm going to look at picking those up sometime this year. I've got a WWE 2K22 pre-ordered. I know that the last game had loads of bugs and kind of became a joke over the internet, but I used to love the wrestling game so much, so I thought I'd just dive in and give it a go. Yeah. So at the moment, gaming-wise, I'm playing Ace Attorney Chronicles on PlayStation 5. Really enjoying that. I used to love the Phoenix Wright games on Nintendo DS. And that's pretty much it. Besides that, I'm just keeping my eye out for all these different collections. Yeah, another Comic-Con done and dusted. I'm not sure when the next Room in the Ruins is yet. But yeah, I'm just going to have to get these out on display soon and just go for it. And then I'll do videos. Okay, so when the sword arrives, I will make a video of that. So let me know what you thought about any of these pickups in the comments below. And yeah, hope you're all doing well there. And I'm going to go and write some of these collections, new additions to my collection up in the spreadsheet now. Right, I'm going to go and get a drink now, it's cool down. Anyway, thanks for watching and joining me again, and thanks to my new subscribers, and I will see you very soon. Boom.